All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. Do not ever tell me again about Gervonta Davis ducking Vasyl Lomachenko, as rumor is that it is Vasyl Lomachenko that is currently in the process of ducking Gervonta Davis and trying to fight a future opponent of Gervonta Davis's, Manny Pacquiao, at the same time. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and I got an update from way out the blue with this one. Rumors have been swirling for a while about the return of Manny Pacquiao. Obviously, he had just had a fight, which was a draw against Mario Barrios, and he is continuing his attempt to get his hands on a world championship belt. The word was, though, that he was going to be fighting Rolly Romero. Well, some interesting things have taken place over the last day. One was that Rolly Romero received an order from the WBA to start negotiations for his title defense against a guy with a Russian last name. Please forgive me, I don't know his last name. However, so if that is the case, when I heard that, I was like, how is Rolly going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao if the WBA is now trying to order Rolly to fight this Russian guy or a guy with this Eastern European name? So I look around, try to figure out what's going on, and my guy, shout out to Phoenix the Assassin, sent me some information that came and was published by Box Raw. Box Raw, if you don't know who Box Raw is a manufacturer of boxing workout apparel. So they have contracts with Gervonta Davis, who wears Box Raw. People all over boxing wear Box Raw. And Box Raw reported that Manny Pacquiao is now in talks with Vasyl Lomachenko for Vasyl Lomachenko to make a return fight against Manny Pacquiao. Obviously, that is not for the WBA championship. That is not Rolly Romero. And I got to tell you that is probably a more interesting fight and a better fight and a bigger fight than Manny Pacquiao versus Rolly Romero for several reasons. One reason is that it reunites Manny Pacquiao. Basically, Manny Pacquiao was the original Vasyl Lomachenko over at Top Rank. So that is two top-ranked fighters coming together to fight each other. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. It sounds cool to me. Both guys are virtually retired, older fighters around, who both had their best years behind them. Nobody's going to confuse this fight for the best, the winner of this being the best fight of the world or anything like that. So just seems to me to be a good attempt for two guys to make some good money that have done enough in the sport of boxing to deserve to have a little fight like this. Now, I doubt very much that it's an exhibition because Manny Pacquiao's not done exhibitions, but so more than likely it's going to be a full-fledged fight. But trust me, the irony is not missed on my part that Vasyl Lomachenko is being involved in this when Vasyl Lomachenko was the guy that Gervonta Davis was trying to get a fight with. And that was well known that they were trying to get a fight with each other. So now Vasyl Lomachenko was supposed to have retired because he did, and that's why he didn't fight Gervonta. But now he seems like he's not retired and he wants to get somebody like Manny Pacquiao, right? So please spare me any more conversations about how Gervonta Davis didn't want to fight anybody. Gervonta Davis doesn't want to do this, pointing to Vasyl Lomachenko, because there is now plenty of tape out there on, number one, Bob Arum saying when Vasyl Lomachenko was still a world champion, asked about making Bob Arum was asked about making fights for Gervonta Davis, and Bob Arum said, no, what do I look like trying to make fights for Gervonta Davis? I have fights between my own fighters that I can make fights between. No, there's plenty of good fights for Shakur without me having to go to Gervonta. Plenty of good fights for Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney without me having to go to Gervonta Davis. That's what, and by the way, they were all with Top Rank at the time. So it makes perfect sense that, so now, excuse me, do not tell me that while Lomachenko was fighting for Bob Arum, that they weren't trying to make that fight. And now that Vasyl Lomachenko is retired, I don't know if he's with Top Rank or not, he's trying to come back and make a fight with Manny Pacquiao and not Gervonta. Okay? And even look at the way that all of these other guys have moved at 135. Gervonta Davis, truth, has not left 135. Let's look at all the people that have left 135. Devin has left 135 because he couldn't make it. Teofimo is less 135 because he couldn't make it. Shakur Stevenson is making 135. I don't think he can make it. He's going up to 140 to fight Teofimo Lopez. Vasyl Lomachenko retires and goes to get, and then comes out of retirement to go get Manny Pacquiao, reportedly, still has to go through. But yet you think it's Gervonta is the one that is not trying to make any fights? Gervonta Davis is the one that actually fought guys that went on to be world champions. Who is Vasyl Lomachenko fighting? Manny Pacquiao. Right. So anyway, it's all fun and dandy, all fun and games. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind a lot of these fights taking place. I don't mind Teofimo Lopez and Shakur fighting. I think that's a really good fight. I look forward to the fight. I don't have a problem with Manny Pacquiao fighting Rolly Romero or Vasyl Lomachenko. Truth be told, it's a good Saturday night. It's some good boxing matches. I can have some fun, right? But the problem is not with the fights that are happening. It's the amount of just ridiculous complaint that keeps taking place in boxing over fantasy fights that people want to take place. Like when I watched the Jaron Ennis fight this weekend. Now I know Jaron Ennis was in against a guy that was very overmatched. But at the same time, man, it was still a fun event to watch. And the amount of vitriol that Jaron Ennis gets and the amount of smack talk that he gets off of pretty much just doing what he's supposed to do, it's just crazy at this point in time, man. So, like, it takes a lot of the fun out of the sport when we just complain. When the simple solution to it is, if you don't like a particular fight, don't watch. You know, and you can speak, and that speaks volumes. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of these fights are getting made and have been getting made for a while. It's just in boxing, anytime you want to point at somebody not fighting or not doing something, you can find it. You can look at anybody's career. I mean, anybody's career and point fingers at them about what they did and didn't do. Anybody. Muhammad Ali's got one of the best resumes that you could possibly have in the sport of boxing. But guess what? There's a guy I like a lot, Rick Timms, constantly reminds me that Muhammad Ali ducked a rematch with George Foreman, right? All kind of different situations where you can point at it, you can point that out. Sugar Ray Leonard never got the rematch with Marvin Hagler, or Marvin Hagler never took the rematch with Sugar Ray Leonard. All kind of different fights did not happen. But at the end of the day, man, we should focus on the fights that do happen and enjoy the fights that actually do happen. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.